Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing the mic. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Pro Trade Room Plus, ISM Manufacturing. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the Trading Director for 10-Minute Trades. Please remember that all the trades we discuss are for educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor. It is possible to lose money trading futures, so please trade carefully. And I want to welcome everybody on our free stream of the week. We're here for ISM Manufacturing on YouTube. So if you're kind enough, hit the like button. Let us know that you enjoy what we're doing, and we'll keep doing it. And then you can hit the notification bell so you know the next time that we will be streaming. All right, everyone. So let's see if we can have a good ISM trade. This is a very well performing report. And let me show you the DMM. this report was broken up with the July, I think it was July 3rd. Yeah, July 3rd. Because of the holiday, we didn't have a trade room. And it had a great move anyway. Years ago, if there was even anything remotely resembling a holiday, news trading was not normal. And that just does not seem to be the case anymore. Trading seems to be pretty normal, whether there's holidays or not. That's the one thing that we find. So, I mean, today we're not yet at a holiday. I mean, people are working. People are going to probably take, uh, what people like to do is they'll leave early today. They'll take Tuesday off, some of them, so they have a longer weekend. People do all sorts of stuff. Everybody works from home anyway, except manufacturing, drivers and delivery folks. So it's like half the population doesn't really even work. They make believe they work at home. It's like prop accounts. They make believe they're trading for real, right? That's what's going on in this world today. Everybody's living in a fake life. So nothing wrong with that. If that's the way life is, enjoy it. Anyway, that's what I think. Doesn't matter what I think. I'm still just going to trade the reports the way that we need to trade them. Okay? We'll trade the reports the way we need to trade them. What if you trade a prop account at home? I think your head just explodes, Calvin. Anyway, so we've got ISM manufacturing. It's an important report. Is it being overshadowed by the jobs report today? Absolutely. Absolutely being overshadowed by the jobs report. But when you look at the DMM, it's a nice trading report. So you got to trade it. You do want to trade it. There's no reason not to trade it. Now, I do have a friend that's going to be trading it. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about here today. So I do have a good friend who's going to trade this report with me. So I'm going to trade gold. I think that gold moves well on this report. And I'll show you the setup I'm going to use. I'll show you a couple of videos also. I can't find the file that I was looking for. Let me see if I have it or not. Nope, I don't see it. So it is what it is. Let me see one more time. What happened to it? So bonds move okay on this report also. So you could trade ZF, you could trade ZN. Either of those are okay, in my opinion. So here's his trade in this report with me. Oh, let me hang on. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. And then we'll go over the report. So, because I had a losing trade on the jobs report, I'm still trading this report because this is a well-behaving report. It's just the way it is. So I would not avoid this report. And Bagel agrees with me. Okay. I'm watching Bagel for the weekend. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I would love if there's a big move. Okay. But because I lost money, I don't want to add extra contracts today. It's also a holiday week. Um, but if there's a very big move, I want to try and take advantage of it. So I'm going to modify the targets in a way that if there's a very big move, I'm going to try and take advantage of it. First off, I'm going to use a 12 bracket. It's just the magic number for me on this report. 10 has been fine every month for the last 6 months. And I'm going to go for a reasonable first target. I'm looking for 9 ticks on my first target. I'll go for yep, I'm going to go for 9 ticks, but I'm going for 50 on my second target. Do I expect 50? No. My stop is 20. My stop is 20. But if there is a giant move and the price explodes, and it's not 100% unreasonable, last month it was 65 ticks, 57 in July. You know, you've got pretty good sized explosions on this report. So, you know what really makes more sense, which might give you a chance of hitting the target, if you go for 40. Because 40 and the spike gives you a little room for slippage and a possibility of hitting a big target. So there's no reason, it doesn't hurt you to go for a larger target, but it does mean you might have to manage your way out of the trade. You might have to decide if you're going to shrink your stop or move your targets. It presents a management, not a dilemma. It's not really a dilemma. Creates management decisions. Okay. Dilemma is a negative connotation, I think. A management decision is not a negative connotation. So using a bigger target is not a negative. Okay. It just means that you have to think a little bit more about managing the trade. It doesn't change the fact that you could still use the target one stop move. So if the first target gets hit, and you can move your stop to break even -3. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Okay. You can still then manage your stop and targets if your move keeps going in your direction. Okay. So 959.59 on the activation, bracket of 12, targets of 9 and 40, stop of 20, and break even -3 using target one stop move. And then my account warnings are off. I'm going to label it GC breakout. And I'm going to save the template ISM. I probably have a million ISM templates. I do. And keep in mind also that last month ISM traded with jolts. That gives you a little bit more spike. Okay. So you got to keep that in mind. That 65 spike, that makes a little bit more sense to use 40 rather than 50 if you go for a bigger second target. Okay. I have a million ISMs, a million of them. Too many, too many. So I'll save. I'm not dying to add another one, but for now, I'm just going to add one and I'll edit. Maybe this weekend I'll go through all my templates and get rid of the extras. Today is actually the first of the month. Okay. Not surprising to get movement. Okay. Not surprising to get movement from gold at all. And bonds do move on this report. Lots of instruments move on this report. We've traded bonds on this report. If you love trading bonds, you could trade ZF with a bracket of 6. You could trade ZF with a bracket of 6. You could use an entry of 950, 958, and you could use targets of 6 and 12 with a stop of 10. 6 and 12 on targets with a stop of 10. Bracket of 6 on bonds, not unreasonable at all. I'm going to check my width of my brackets by going to 0 on the time. And that's a good looking bracket. And as I explain over and over, the width checking of the brackets is for now, it's for analysis. It does not affect the trade. It's so that after the trade, we could look at the bracket, analyze the elements of the bracket. Now, something you want to do, and I should talk about this just in general, we've talked about it before as part of, let me just finish my setup. As part of your trading workspace, okay? The trading workspace should have, if you go to new on the control panel, this is the NinjaTrader control panel. Go to new, scroll down to Ninja Script Output. And when you click on it, if you were listening to me over the past months and you heard me say, open a Ninja Script Output window and minimize it, and then save your workspace. Trade room, save. Now, Ninja Script Output is saved as a part of my trading workspace. If you get a very fast trade and you don't totally know what happened, you can then go through this text and it shows you every little thing that the strategy did on the trades. Every little thing. Okay? And if something goes wrong, you don't understand anything, and we can't explain it, then we can send that to our programmer and he can analyze it for us. So that's a good thing to do. All right. Ninja Script Output. New Ninja Script Output. Minimize it. It'll be blank if you never had it open before. Minimize it and make it a part of your every workspace that you trade in. Okay. That's what you should do. Let's take a look at ISM. So ISM, when it trades with jolts, in my opinion, they're both very important. Both very important. Because jolts we trade by itself, and it's an excellent moving event. And ISM, obviously, we trade it by itself. It's also an excellent moving event. So this is what it looked like last month. What's real interesting is ISM in July. Gold on the right. We also were trading bonds. There's bond bracket, the gold bracket on the right. Now, I think gold was an extremely, let me take that back. Bonds was a winner. A little bit too aggressive on the stop. Patience would have been better. And then gold had a good breakout also. Wasn't trading gold, was just watching it. July was the holiday ISM because it was July 3rd. We did not have a trade room. If it happens again next year, I'll probably have trade rooms on the holidays because trading's been pretty normalized these days. If it changes, then we'll modify, based on behavior. So that was just me in my office recording because we did not have a trade room that day. And it had very nice movements. Gold moved nice, bonds moved nicely. So there's not a tremendous amount of elements that make up the ISM services report. Sorry, manufacturing. There's two ISM reports. Services is next week. Manufacturing is today. These are reports we've been trading for years and years and years. Very long time. The markets definitely care about these reports, but it definitely feels like there's a lot less interest today because it really feels like the jobs report was the anticlimactic moment of the week and that now everyone's going on vacation, right? That's what it feels like. I think we'll still get a relatively normal move out of this event. Now, on bonds, if I were trading bonds, I would do 9, 59, 58, bracket of 6, and I would set up targets of, say, 6 and 14 with a stop of 10, target 1 stop move, break even -2. Account warnings would be off. And gold's pretty volatile. If gold doesn't calm down, I would be perfectly okay trading bonds on this, as we have traded it virtually every month for the past 6 months, along with bonds. 959.58, bracket of 6, targets of 6 and 14, stop of 10, break even -2 on target 1, stop move. Template, I'm saving it. ISM bonds, manufacturing, today's date. If I wanted to trade it, we're going to check our width like we always do. And when you get movement, that's when it calculates the width. You have to wait for movement, a tick of movement, so you get a calculation. That a software calculation, you follow what I mean? If you have no movement, you don't have calculation in the software. It's nobody's fault. You have to wait for movement. So now if I don't like the way gold is behaving, I could just switch over to bonds with no problem. 950, 958, targets of 6 and 14, stop of 10, bracket of 6, target 1 stop move, break even -2. Let's check our time sync. 10 on bonds, Russ. Why do we check our time sync? Because we're trading on a schedule and we want our computer time to be in sync. So we go to the website time.is and my time is in sync. And what a beautiful day it is today. I think it's supposed to be 100 degrees in a couple of days. But today is a spectacularly beautiful day. This is our last event of the summer, I guess you could say, right? Last event of the summer. Next week, we start our challenge. Everyone's invited. Always, always great education, whether if you want a fantastic refresh of everything about the way that we do things, the challenge is fantastic. It's a great refresh. It's great for me. There's the link. It's absolutely a great refresh of the education. But it's hard to believe the summer is over. Where did it go? Wow. I feel like I didn't do a thing all summer except trade in the trade room. Yes, 10 franc is my stop on bonds. So gold wants to test the low. You can feel it. You can see it. Why is the best season the shortest season? Calvin, that's um, what state are you in, Calvin? Because, that's the way I think, but that's East Coast thinking. You know what I mean? Because if you live in warm weather state, oh, isn't Texas summer all the time, Calvin? Isn't Texas summer all the time? February is cold. I guess it depends on the part of Texas that you're in. It's such a large state. It covers so many zones of climate. So the ISM manufacturing news um, is not great. It's below 50, and it's been below 50. So they're not expecting great numbers. Now, at 9:45, there was another report, a small report called Final Manufacturing. We used to watch that report for tradable moves, and it actually, it's hard to say. It went down, then it went all the way back up to where you would have gotten in even above where you would have gotten in. We stopped looking at that earlier report because they just weren't effective to trade. Dallas, Fort Worth. I don't know that area at all, so I don't know what the weather's like. I know you have the worst football team in the league. That much I know. Beyond that, can't say much about that. Eagles, Dallas used to be a rivalry. Now it's a no contest. Although the Cowboys look very much improved this year. Problem is their quarterback. He's just not that good. All right, gold's pretty darn volatile. Probably gonna trade it. I'm probably gonna trade it. But if I wanted to change my mind, right, I would just uncheck gold and check bonds. That's all I have to do. Both trades are set up. ISM usually moves the market. Just remember that we have a big target if we get through our first target. So you can still hit the like button if you're watching us on YouTube, and thank you for watching us on YouTube. We stream once a week, every week, for free. I'm a YouTube nut. I spend more time watching YouTube. I don't watch TV anymore. I just watch YouTube. Not YouTube TV. 12, 10 to 12 on the bracket is fine, Alex. I like 12 on this report. 10's been fine. So the market definitely quieter now. I'm the pro. Sometimes, sometimes a bracket is not to the tick, if you follow me, that you can have a range on a bracket and it'll still be okay. So I know my target's big, so I'm probably going to have to manage my trade because of that. See what I mean? So look, it backed up. Not much you can do if it backs up because we set our stop. This should continue down. This should continue down. We set our stop to protect the profit. And I'm kind of sorry now. I'm kind of sorry now because I think I could have had more profit possibly if we would just left the stop exactly where it was. But there's been so much reversing these days, right? So much reversing that it certainly would have been possible to get more than just the first target because the move was good, but it wasn't quite as big as my target. You follow? And you'll see what I mean on the video. So how about a roll call? And no one should have lost money on that. There's no way anyone should have lost money on that. That was a winning trade. That was a winning trade. So who traded Who traded? That's all right, Roz. It's all right to get scared. We all get scared. That's what you got to fight, and it's hard. You gotta just close your eyes and hold your nose. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to just close your eyes, hold your nose, have faith, have faith in the setup, have faith in the setup. That was not easy because it was very, very. It really was chopping for a minute or two, but I think we could have. Oh, Steve, you put it in the wrong time. It happens. You know what? All that stuff happens. All that stuff happens. I've done it a million times. A million times. Now, bonds were looked like they had a decent move also. Anybody trade bonds? Anybody trade bonds? Calvin, who's using Buell Knox? Anybody out there? Doc, you use Buell Knox, right? Alex, nice trade. Let's get our roll calls. Let's get our roll calls. So what I was wondering about Buell Knox, they're having a sale. When the sale, but their sale so unclear. It doesn't say, is that the price if you need the evaluation account more than 30 days? Is it still at the sale price or does it go back to the high price? That's what I can't find on their website anywhere. Let's look at the video on this trade. The news was good. The manufacturing price news was good or positive. You know, maybe it's not good because it's up. You follow me? Maybe it's not positive because it's up. But if you look at the manufacturing activity, it's up. You know, is that what the Fed wants? I don't know. I really don't know. I do want to thank everybody on YouTube for watching us. We're going to shut our stream down and wish you all a nice weekend. Have a great holiday weekend, everybody. And thank you for joining us on YouTube. Hit the like button on your way out. And thanks very much for joining our free stream. We'll see you next week.